Hi there. It's March 18th and time for Proverbs 18. There. Now, this first verse, it says this we'll highlight it just for kicks. In 5 or 6 different translations, it says basically this: one who isolates himself pursues selfish desires. He rebels against all sound judgment. Some say all sound wisdom. Most of them say that. The 1599 Geneva Bible says something different. Says, for the desire thereof, he will separate himself to seek it and occupy himself in all wisdom. And it even has a footnote. He that loveth wisdom will separate himself from all impediments and give himself wholly to seek it. It's a very positive thing, right? Most of them say, rebels against all sound judgment. I have my other Bible over here. It's got 4 versions of parallel. Yeah, intermeddleth with wisdom, rages against all wise judgment, defies all sound judgment. Reclusive is self-indulgent, snarling at every sound principle of conduct. So, you decide. I kind of like the 1599 version, Sometimes it's good to separate yourself and read the Bible and pray, right? Jesus said to go into your prayer closet and pray privately. But, you decide. A fool does not delight in understanding, but only wants to show off his opinions. Boy, isn't that the truth? Right? Uncover his heart. 3, a wicked man. When a wicked man comes, contempt also does, and along with dishonor, disgrace. You could see who the wicked people are, can't you? 4, the words of a man's mouth are deep waters, a flowing river, a fountain of wisdom. Right? And this one's kind of a deep earth, right? The words of a man's mouth are like deep waters, and the wellspring of wisdom is like a flowing river. There's a nice note over here. Which can never be drawn empty, but bring ever profit. Right? There's a lot of stuff down there. Right? 5, it is not good to show partiality to the guilty by perverting the justice due the innocent. A lot of that going on too, right? A fool's lips lead to strife, and his mouth provokes a beating. Right? Keep your mouth shut, right? Keep your mouth closed. A fool's mouth is his devastation, and the lips are a trap for his life. Okay? These all go together. A gossip's words are like choice food, and it goes down to the innermost being. Okay? That is a... There you go. That is an important thing. Gossip is like a drug, okay? Gets all the way down in your heart, and you got to have more and more and more. It is satanic, right? It's absolutely satanic. Because people believe it, okay? You get into gossip, and most of the time it's lies, and somebody believes it. Because as the story is retold and retold, people add to it. They use this now, okay, on television, on social media. Gossip, okay? And one who is truly lazy in his work is brother to a vandal, master of destruction, right? A great waster, it says over here. The name of Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are protected, raised high. name of Yahweh is a strong tower. Run to it. Right? You can do that. 11, a rich man's wealth is his fortified city. In his imagination, it is like a high wall. People with a lot of money think they're untouchable, right? In their imagination, right? Only in their imagination. Most times, the more money you have, the more enemies you have trying to take it. Highlight that just for kicks, right? Before his downfall, a man's heart is proud, but humility comes before honor, right? Humbleness. God hates pride, arrogance, conceited people, wise in their own eyes, right? And you know, pride goes before a fall, it says in the last chapter or two, right? Honor comes after being humble, right? Being honored is when somebody else built you up. The one who gives an answer before he listens, this is foolishness and a disgrace for him. Now, you see this all the time. I mean, you're saying something and somebody will cut you off and give a rebuke or come back at you before even listening to what you said. Yeah. That's how most arguments go. We cut you off. And it says in first chapter of James to be quick to listen and slow to speak. Right? Which means you shouldn't even be forming the answer in your head while the person is still talking. You should be listening to them, right? Completely. Especially when you're arguing with your spouse or your brother or friend. Listen, right? Don't formulate the answer before they finish speaking. This is foolishness and a disgrace to the person who does it. 14, a man's spirit can endure sickness, but who can survive a broken spirit? We were talking about this yesterday. When a man's spirit is broken, it is hard to survive. Many homeless people are out there because they have a broken spirit, which is very hard to repair. God can repair it. 15, the mind of the discerning acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks it. Are you discerning? It's weeding out the good from the bad. Right? Acquires knowledge. A gift opens doors for a man and brings him before the great. Right? You know, since somebody brings a gift, they usually get moved up to the front. Right? People like gifts. Right? People like to get gifts. The first to state his case seems right until another comes and cross-examines him. That's true, right? In America, I don't know if it's true in other places, but in America, the accuser always has to go first, and the defendant always gets the last word, okay? So when the accuser's lawyer or prosecutor stands up, people say, this person did this, and he was over this, and he did this horrible thing, and everybody believes him. Wow, he did all this bad stuff. Then another comes, right, and cross-examines him. Says, I have proof that my defendant was nowhere near that place. We have film, we have receipts, we have him on camera in another state, and he couldn't have possibly done this. Then suddenly, the first to state his case no longer seems right. Right? Just a fact. 18, casting the lot ends quarrels and separates powerful opponents. They used to cast lots. And I'd have to look into exactly how that worked, but kind of like drawing the short straw, you know. Today they flip a coin. Big, powerful football teams, right? They flip a little coin, and And both powers accept that as the decision, right? In squirrels, who's going to go first? 19, an offended brother is harder to reach than a fortified city, and quarrels are like the bars of a fortress. Right? Think of the person who gossip has been spread about him that's untrue. And you're the one that spread that gossip because he confided in you. You will lose him forever. Harder to reach than a fortified city. Hey, 20. From the fruit of his mouth, a man's stomach is satisfied. He is filled with the product of his lips. All right. By now you have heard me say only kind things. There should be no evil that comes out of your mouth, okay? The fruit of your mouth is the things you say. If you say only kind things, you will be satisfied, right? You are filled with the product of your lips. If you say evil things, you will be filled with evil things. Facts. 21, life and death are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. And that goes right along with it, right? Dogs came to visit me. Those go together. Hey, this one's important. I'll tell you why. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. It says wife, okay? Wife. Note over here. Wife. He that is joined with a virtuous woman, marriage is blessed of the Lord. A man who finds a wife, not a girlfriend, not a lover, a wife, okay? Men are looking for wife material. Most men. Some men are like all these other things they talk about, evil, right? A good man is looking for a wife, right? Not a girlfriend. If you want to be a girlfriend or a lover, it won't last, right? You notice wives care for their husbands. Doesn't matter what they drive. Doesn't matter how tall or short they are. They're going after the heart. A good Christian man, right? A wife. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing. 23, the poor man pleads, but the rich one answers roughly. Rich people are full of themselves, aren't they? 24, a man with many friends may be harmed, but there is a friend who stays closer than a brother. Right? A friend is nearer than a brother. It is oftentimes such a found which are more ready to do pleasure than he that is more bound to duty. Right? Pleasure and duty. Okay? Loyalty. And a lot of friends simply just around to party. Have pleasure. As soon as you get in trouble, as soon as the cops are called, right, everybody scatters. And it's when you find out who a true friend is. It's closer than a brother, right? So, when you go, that's Proverbs 18. We'll go over the stuff we highlighted. Okay, this one we highlighted just because the 1599 is, I haven't looked at all versions of the Bible. I've studied, 10 or 15 different translations. And they all seem to agree with this one who isolates himself, pursues selfish desires, and rebels against all sound judgment. And I have to do some research on this first because it actually, the 1599, which is they directly translated, it's not translated from another version, I don't think. The only other one before this was like in 1506. There was at the Friar's Bible, I think. And it says, for the diet there, he will separate himself to seek it and occupy himself in all wisdom. And there's even a footnote, He that loveth wisdom will separate himself from all impediments and give himself wholly to seek it, right? If you're studying the Bible, there should be no interruptions, okay? You should completely focus on that. So, two different things, okay? You decide. You can do your own search on on Proverbs 18:1 and, see what the actual chances are. The words in the Hebrew or Greek or whatever it was written in have words that could mean either thing. So, or as highlighted, the words of a man's mouth are deep waters, a flowing river, a fountain of wisdom. They say the words of a man's mouth are like deep waters, right? Which can never be drawn empty, but bring ever profit, right? Flowing river. The words of your mouth can be endless and full of wisdom. Okay? And some other spots in Proverbs, it kind of touches on this, saying that a wise person can draw out your deepest feelings. Okay, it'll say the same thing and expand on it, right? The importance of talking to a pastor or a counselor when there's things deep down inside that you need to deal with that you can't bring up. Okay. 8 is highlighted. A gossip's words are like choice food that goes down to one's innermost being, bowels of the belly. Like then they thought the bowels of the belly was the deepest part of the human spirit, right? Way down deep. Now they went with heart. But a lot of the old writings, they say bowels, which is the deepest part of your being, right? And gossip is like words. It's like choice food. It's like a drug, okay? If you listen to gossip, talebearer, it gets in there and you need more. It's a drug. You got to have more. That's why reality TV and social media is so popular, because it's like a drug, okay? And many people can't just keep scrolling. They have to get more and more and more, Yeah, that's a deep subject, right? And the name of Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are protected. That's just a great saying, right? You're righteous, you will run to Yahweh. His name is a strong tower. Okay? 11's highlighted. A rich man's wealth is his fortified city. It is like a high wall in his imagination, right? He imagines himself safe behind his fences and gates in his big house, when he's not. Okay? Only in their imagination. 13 is highlighted. The one who gives an answer before he listens, this is foolishness and disgrace for him. All right? Think about that the next time you see somebody cut off or your feelings get so is that you won't let somebody finish speaking and you cut them off to put them down or counter what they're saying without listening to the whole statement. This is foolishness and a disgrace for you when you do that. Okay? It says to listen, let somebody speak. Right? A good way to do this, if you're going to disagree with somebody, text them. Okay? Use a text. Go in separate rooms. Use your phone. That way, they can't be formulating an opinion while you're typing. They have to read the whole thing and then respond. That's how a conversation should be. Okay? You should wait until they're finished and then respond. Okay? Otherwise, it's foolishness and a disgrace. Okay? That's good stuff. It's good information right there. 17. The first to say his case seems right until another comes and cross-examines him. Right? An accuser. I saw this person did this and this and this and this and this, and then someone comes up and says, were you there? No. Did you see it? No. Did you just hear it from a gossip? Maybe. Right? That's why the accuser goes first and the defendant always gets the last word. Right? Okay, 2021. From the fruit of a man's mouth, his stomach is satisfied. He is filled with the product of his lips, whether that be good or bad. Right? Wholesome words or poison words, you will be filled with that. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Okay? And from the fruit of a man's mouth, his stomach is satisfied. All right? You're full of poison, or you're full of hope. Okay? Think about that. And 22, a man who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Right? If you're looking for a good man, be a wife. Don't be a girlfriend or a lover. Right? Girlfriends and lovers are looking for big cars and lots of money and height and stature, and right? That's not what makes a good husband. A good husband is faithful and loyal and will nurture you and take care of you, right? Doesn't matter what he drives or where he works, as long as he works hard, right? What matters is, does he have a heart for the Lord, right? And the wife that finds a good husband is also obtains favor from the Lord. So, important stuff. Good information right there. How come I can't find a husband? Well, maybe you're not being a wife. Maybe you're not wife material. Okay? Wife will always build up her husband and never tear him down, never look down upon him. Right? So, there you go. There's been entire books written on that subject. You could talk about that for a long time. So, there is Proverbs 18, and we're getting along through the book. Check about our afternoon study. We're doing the rest of, or the second part of Mark 15 today, right? And they left us hanging right in the middle. Okay? Jesus was hanging on the cross when they ended that yesterday. So, and he's right in the middle of being crucified. So we will finish that today and get into that. Give us a like if you think about it. But until next time, we'll continue. See you then.